Yeah, and then we have Tlamulo. Tlamulo, you know, it was not personal. We had a fight earlier on. It was not personal, and even though you were taking it personal. So that is Tlamulo, who's the one who was trying to get Dan to be here. And now I believe him, because earlier on I didn't believe him. All right, and I would like to call upon the leaders who are coordinating this thing to be this side anyway, because we can't clap hands for the officials and we don't clap for them. Those who coordinated, we introduced them even in the group. Please just come this side. We have Ma'am Beverly. This is Beverly. Asimshaleni Zanda. Slender ngazi ngilithola igama lakho la ku-ID but ngimbiza Slender ne uSlender lo laphana kumoja manibukele kunalo yababo narrator bashintshe yena lo bamfaka something ezisi yilo lekhetha elikumoja mara kusiyilo ikhetha if you remember very well. And then sino sisi wethu la uEva nemshaleni Zanda naye susimayike kodwa. All right, and then sino mama ubuselapi siyamazi udokotela wethu ne Praten ube senzela wena kaloku. And then we have Comrade Eddie, treasurer from Sakai. He is here. We have Usara from Fosloras, she's here. And we have Ubongane Naibuya Foslo Otabo. Oh, okay, and then we have Utabo from Fosloras is here. And then we have Utogo as well from Eguruleni, Etembisa, she is here. And me, for sure you know me, I'm Tabiso Mtamfu. Okay, well, all right. Uchabu Nemasmos, Uchabu. All right. Then we have Uchabu, yeah. And then I'm Tabiso Mtamfu from Etembisa. And these artists, Praten, all of them, they come from all the regions. And then definitely these are the artists they are going to meet again in future if your office is mess upping with us again. All right. So what we are going to do now, we are going to address them and tell them the reason why we are here, even if we're discussing inside. But they must hear from the artist who actually coordinated the whole program. But then all these artists, they didn't come to just be next to the office. They were performing, and we have videos of them performing. We will share with you, and maybe we'll select one artist that you are going to give $1 million. All right. So we are going to allow just 2 leaders from us so that we don't go lolo. But before we continue, we've been having the president of Sakai, Romeo Ramwada. Out of all the presidents we have from all organizations, today this is the only president we have.
Happy birthday tomorrow. Don't forget. As usual.
So normally we used to say Romeo Kuluma no David Makhura Mabatina Siange. Romeo Kuluma no David Makhura Mabatina Siange. Mabatina Siange. Mabatina Siange. Mabatina Siange. David Makhura Mabatina Siange. David Makhura Mabatina Siange. Mabatina Siange. Mabatina Siange. Mabatina Siange. Alright, thank you very much. Oh, Singanda ma, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ama, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ama, yeah, yeah, yeah. Singanda ma, yeah, yeah. Singanda ma, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ama, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ama, yeah, yeah, yeah. Singanda ma, yeah, yeah. Izola bobona.
Yebo kunjani?
Bobona na mutagoya.
Ngizofonela mangqeda la. Yebo ngizofonela mangqeda la.
Izola bobona na mutagoya lewa.
Ngizofonela mangqeda.
Singanda ma, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ama, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ama, yeah, yeah, yeah. Singanda ma, yeah, yeah. Singanda ma, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ama, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ama, yeah, yeah, yeah. Singanda ma. Manda. Comrades, on our previous meeting, when we met with Dan, he explained something. He said to us, Kunento ebizwa ngomuntu kukhona ubuntu. And I will try and explain it the way he explained it. He said when you meet with a person, you sit down, you agree, and then he can even tell you that I'm going to give you 50,000. But as soon as that person gets the money, buyaphuma ubuntu. Busala. Yeah, so njengoba silana sizomnikeza imemo. Siyakholwa ukuthi okwamanje umuntu. And at the same time unobuntu. So siyacela Nkosi yami ukuthi impendulo zethu maziza zize nobuntu. Ashiye umuntu ekhaya. Zize nobuntu. All right, I have leaders next to me who are going to speak very fast and explain what transpired inside, and then we will also give you Mama ukuthi represent ama-artists abewakhona la ngaphandle as well. Usitshele ukuthi bokwenzakalani la. Ngizwile ekhala amapiano abantu bejive. First of all, ngizonikeza Eva, maybe first just what transpired inside, yeah, and then we'll give it to
Jimelo. I get lots of nagim suit. And I will like a shy again. So I got a was to Yazigua. How's that suit with Autoloke? But today I'll try and make sure that I accommodate everyone. So, leaders, we started very well, and as usual, because we are peaceful people. I always preach that. And artists are the most peaceful people in the world. We bring happiness, we bring love, we bring joy. That's us. That's our nature and that's our purpose on earth. So if we have started well, we need to make sure that we finish well. And the leaders that you have seen here in the front, they are always making sure, as usual, making sure that they represent the industry, they represent the artists very well. And I must say, please, 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 give them a round of applause for what they have achieved today. And I'm sure you know, you remember earlier on, I can't like when I give you that's like you want to fail it. But it's okay because I mean that's how we are as leaders. We fight for what is ours, right? Yes, and as long as the officials will come and listen to us, so at least he managed to hear our voices, and he ran to the office and he came and he attended to us. Together with his colleagues, so leaders, just to give you a background, earlier on, the four of us, we managed to get inside when they were closing down doors on us. And I'm going to plead with you, please let's forgive them for doing that. Because sometimes when people are angry, officials, they don't know what to expect. And because of fear, they will close doors on us, you know. So let's forgive them for that slight mistake, and we're hoping that next time it's not going to happen. Because this is what we are getting everywhere we go in. But we're hoping that this Premier's office, this is going to be a different office. We're going to be treated like human beings. Just like you have opened your heart to us, and now you are addressing us. So next time, even if they are we are not expecting those doors to close. And I also like to thank the Sept and the JMPD. Earlier on, they were sent by the commissioner to stop us. But then we went and spoke to them as leaders. And I spoke to the commissioner myself, and he said, okay, artist, I know your plead, I know your hunger. You can continue as long as you don't cause any violence. So we want to say thank you so much. Now, as we went inside, I know officials, they got a bit scared. And we said, no, we are not here to even cause any violence. And then coffee footy, and yeah, and then they listened to us. They made sure they contacted Ubaba Den wherever he was, and I think maybe the premier has heard the message as well. And then we decided, Uguti, okay, fine, how do we deal with this? And we came to a point where we agreed, Uguti, can you guys open the doors? Let's allow some few leaders that we came with. Let's sit down like human beings. We are not here to protest, we are not here to march, we are here to talk. And they listened to us, they opened doors, and then we sat down and we spoke. Now, the main thing that we came here for was to deliver what? The memorandum on it. Yes, and we will never leave this place without achieving our goal. But then our goal, it has conditions. Leaders, good meeting everyone. I'm a selfie. Leaders, I'm disappointed. Leaders, Eddie, I'm talking to you. Ivo, discipline, guys. I mean, you remember, you forgotten you took a picture here. So mind you, you're doing that. Don't punish him. Don't punish. It's fine. It's okay. I mean, so now, the contents here, they go a long way back. However, there are agent matters. The agent matters that we discussed. AMA granting aid, as we told in the department, special events, funding applications, they have never been responded to. We have been promised, but then nothing is happening. So now coming here, we are simply saying, Ntate Makhura, le mohato hao, ra kopa le mamele, ene ba re mametse. But we're not going to leave them alone until we've got the answers to this. We will address it nicely to them, right? And we are giving them 7 days. Ubaba then, he wanted to give us his own date. And we said, we are no longer listening to that. We have listened enough. Now we are making demands because we are clients. We are clients to the department. We are not beggars. So a client will tell you, as a service provider, which is you deliver the service, how. So now we are making those demands because they need to start from scratch to earn our respect. So you have started Ganyani, but let's see you will achieve in 7 days. And after 7 days, we will come back here and be addressed. So Mzokano Kutuku Mama Mercy as our legend, because she was with me inside. Just to say a few words as well, and then we will hand over to one of our colleagues here to address Lentole Yeslungu memorandum, just to know the contents in Yana, and then we allow the process to happen, whereby we are going to sign, and also the Premier's office, they also sign. I see Hambila. And then the promise that we received as well from Bradet is that as we leave this place, this memorandum will be copied to the Premier. Because we said, I don't want to go and stop picketing your Premier campaign, your Premier. You know, when you're starting to, campaign. And then I want him to know, all of us, we want him to know that he received this. He read this. Come 7 days, we don't want excuses. Alright? We don't want excuses. Come Wednesday, we don't want excuses. One other thing that we told Obradet is that we are no longer listening to the department. If they come here on Wednesday, right? Yes, they are going to present their story, but we know their story. So we have said, as the leaders, our adjudication processes, they haven't even started. If the department, they come with a different answer as opposed to what we're expecting, I think what we're expecting is for them to tell us, organization approved, approved, and this is how many. That's what we want. Now, if they're not coming with that, side, and this will be through the instruction also at the previous office. We are taking over the education panel, and we will take 2 weeks to make sure that people will get paid. So, you got Mama Messi, uthi kaka kancane, ayabona muhle kanjani. Baba Messi. Ngiyabonga bafethu. I need to you were here earlier on.
Yes.
Yeah, I said when you are not holding a mic, kwenzakalani? Yeah, so ngicela ukuthi senze lokho.
Ayingeni mask mesilambe.
Bangathi kusasa ngiyakhulisila ngithi.
Silambe kabi
So ngicela ukuthi if you are not talking, we are not rebellious. No, I know silambile, but let's show the respect.
Imask yabantu abadlizambane likabona.
Yazi but ufake ke ba. Yabona, fake mask leader, fake mask. I'm not gonna hand over this mask, this mic. Fake mask. Fake. Jackie, Amanda. Sanbonani. You're right. Kodwa ngiyazi ukuthi silambile. Sonke silambile. Asilambanga eziswini kuphela. Silambe naseyikhwabeni. Meaning that government officials have forgotten that in that department bayasebenza. Who are the main stakeholders? It's us as practitioners. We are the main stakeholders. Baqashiwe yithina. And ngokomthetho they must listen to us. We do not dictate. But sibeka imigomo nemibandela ukuthi okay la nenze iphutha ngicela nilungise la niyabheda sicela niphume nihambe. Njengamanje we have some of them that we think ukuthi ngama rotten potatoes mabaphume bahambe. Kodwa ke oku-important ukuthi sizile la masiza la sizobeka izikhalo zethu besingazange sihambaze. We came with something in writing. You know they always say ama-artists awafunda, but fortunately we are highly learned. We might not be educated, but we are highly learned because we deal with life from the beginning. You know, we deal with people on the grassroots level. We understand the ills of our societies. And when they talk of heritage and all these events that are in the department, in the calendar, they cease to forget that there are artists on the grassroots level who need to be part and parcel of that. So those are the issues that were raised here. They might not be have been raised the way English strong corner because of the thing. is us. And there's one thing that I want one of my kids to realize, but I'm not here for fashion. Tabiso, I am issues Gipila. First and foremost, most of the time, you'll never find any of the artists of my era and artists of my age running around fighting for young people because you don't tell anything. I am not applying in these grants in the Department of Arts and Culture, but because I know that there are organized structures like Sakai. I love Sakai. Me too. And reason being, it's because I know I can cry to them at any given time, and they will hear my cry. So Tabiso, you must recognize me. You can't introduce everybody here, and you act as if I'm a legend. I'm a footman. I'm a legend. But what is most important is that we need our grievances. Ukuthi zilalelwe, zibhekwe, upremia. Pardon, asizanga la ukuzohlobisa ibuilding. And ngokomthetho, we were supposed to see proof one of us, one of the official, one of our leaders supposed to sit with you. Bakole uthumela incwadi ku premier as we speak. When you get that memorandum, you send it immediately because you've got the facilities to do that. And we get the reference number that says this has gone to the premier because we are tired of empty promises. So comrades, bantwana bam, never give up. Never give up. Fight for what is rightfully yours. Because that department belongs to you. Those people are working for you. You are the main stakeholders. Yes, we are not a client. Clients are those people who do service providing for them. Those are the clients. We are the main stakeholders. Thank you.
Amanda. Angiqale ngokuxolisa kumama. Nikhumbula umama bekangekho the time ngibiza abantu la. Bengibiza abantu abebengaphakathi azengeza umama la. Amehlami abuka adlule. Kodwa ke umama uyazi ukuthi ngimthanda kangakenani. Iqiniso uzolikhuluma one day. Yeah. All right. Asiqhubekeni ke my comrade sibe zikhindi ngoku ukuze sikwazi ukuthi siqede ne just before sino Putu Slender la. Uputu Slender, you come and say something fast and then message siqhubeka ngememo le Putu. And then you know mam ubuselaphi nangapha.
Amanda, thank you, comrades. I'd just like to thank you all, Oguza. I appreciate your time and effort for coming here and supporting our struggle. As our leaders have mentioned, we had a very fruitful meeting inside, and we're looking forward to attend about addressing our issues. And we don't want to talk much. Beverly will just take over about. We're not going to read the memorandum. We're just going to give it to Gauteng and then sign it, and then after he will just address us. Thank you very much, comrades.
Okay, utate program ya Miss Lenda. I don't understand why you call people to come here. Mambuselapi, sicela nje uthi ngaphu ne.
Ma-artist ngiyabonga kakhulu. Ngifisa nje qala ngibonge qala ma-artist. Ngibonga ukubekezela kwenu. Ukubekezela kuthiwa kuzala impumelelo. Yikho namhlanje ubudene sela. Yikho ngalesi sikhathi esela. Ngifisa ukuthi na ma-officials siyabonga kakhulu. Udokotela ubuselaphi, udokotela kaMaskandi. Ngiyafisa ke ngizothi nqaphu kwangempela. Ngifisa ukuthi na ama-artist anawe athandwe anikezwe indawo. Njengoba seshilo udadewethu uMessi. Sina wonke amakhalenda. Kodwa mawungaya kwikhompyutha yakho manje. Ufike nje uyivule noma ucela noma oyedwa wama-officials. Ubheka ukuthi na ukhona yini ubuselaphi okwaperforma emva kwe-32 years ngila eGauteng. Even a single day. Siyafisa ukuthi na ama-artists anakwe wonke kunabantwana abasha ade beperforma la. Ngibathandile. Ngiyafisa ukuthi na kanisiphe nje uthando kanye emva kwe-COVID silambe eziswini kuyimanje. Sicela nawo ama-invoice. Sicela lawo ama-invoice niwanakekele niwathande. Vele nje ama-artists wonke la siperformile besoperformela nina ngoba besingenayo indlela yokwenza ngoba sinikezwa ngalutho. Ngifisa ukuthi ngiyabonga siyabonga ukusihlonipha kakhulu. Thank you.
Okay. Siyabonga kakhulu bafethu ngoba vele isikhathi asinaso bhuda ngeke sivumele wonke umuntu akhulume. We just gonna proceed with the sometimes we have to allow ourselves to be led. Next time it will be you in front. Yeah. Comrades, I will allow my leaders to read the memorandum. And then after reading the memorandum, then we will sign in front of everyone. And then what is going to happen, we are having another meeting very soon. But it's for now, pattern kube we all commit to sign. All right, thank you.
Thank you, leaders. I'm not going to waste time. I'm going to go through the content of the memorandum. So I think it's rightful for me to face So I'm just going to go through the memorandum, and our memorandum is to the Office of the Premier. Leaders, this memorandum is being handed over to the Premier's office on the 23rd of September 2021, which is today, and we are handing over to the Premier's officials because the Premier could not be here himself. So now the contents of the memorandum is comprised of 3 components: our intro, our concerns, and our demands. So with regards to our intro, we are simply saying that we've been to the Gauteng department, we have consulted with them numerous times, and we have never received any outcomes from them. And the reason why we resorted to this situation whereby we found ourselves at the Premier's office. Now, what will be our concerns to the Premier that we have already raised at the MEC's office and were never responded to? Number 1 concern: the municipalities around Gauteng are not well resourced economically, and there is no capacity at all. And number 2, heritage sites in Gauteng are white elephants, no capacity at all as well. Number 3, artists are denied access to the offices and rehearsal space that are vacant in our metros for no apparent reason. Artists are marginalized with economic opportunities existing in the procurement processes. Leaders. There is no artist relief fund process like the food vouchers, parcels to help alleviate poverty caused by maladministration, mismanagement, and malfeasance. Okay. Number 4, consultation with all relevant stakeholders for art, heritage, education, and culture development. There is none there. Now, our further demands based on what I have read, we are saying to the Premier's office, the Premier must establish summits for policy changing engagements and legislative frameworks to better develop the sector as a whole. We haven't had that before, and we would like that to happen as in like with immediate effect. To discuss also with the arts organization in the province the budgetary increase from the treasury based on the structure of the creative sector's demands. We are sick and tired of the politicians or the political offices making decisions on our behalf. So we would like to form part and parcel of those major decisions. The status of cultural and creative sector at schools. Lack of progress for arts in schools. We want to now make a serious interventions as artists and to also have a word as to what needs to happen in schools with regards to the arts as the owners of the craft. There's an issue of gender biasness. No inclusion of women and opportunities to balance gender equality. The Premier to give report on how the budget for women programs in the province it has or how is it being utilized. Just to explain on this one, I remember the Premier once mentioned that there is a budget in his office for women programs. So now we are speaking both the Department of Arts and Culture and the Premier's office because I believe that there are women here which will need also to benefit from that budget. To structure the role of provincial departments to assist emerging cultural and creative enterprises. Because as we are standing here, we are not just artists. Some of us, we are entrepreneurs, we are businesswomen. So we should also be looked at as entrepreneurs, not just performers. To allocate operational spaces and access for cultural and creatives to work, host programs and rehearsals without charging us thousands and thousands of rands that we don't have. Develop a specific stipends program for cultural and creative industry which will be run by companies operating within the creative space to be contracted by number 1 GCLA, number 2 private service and Tempo 1 million. We are not going to allow Tempo 1 million staff or or GCLA to to be controlling that. Just like they are subcontracting other stakeholders to be running the stipend program, we want the companies here that are running the creative sector to be contracted in that. Develop a specific provincial training and development program in partnership with SETA for cultural and creative industry in particular. We demand a meeting with CAS-SETA, MEC-SETA and Service-SETA organized by the Premier's office, as many black creative businesses are being denied easy access to accreditation. Whenever we want this accreditation, let's tell them about thousands. A meeting with the tourism board organized by the Premier still to discuss traveling opportunities to international markets for more creatives to sell their work and to showcase their craft. We demand local content declaration and support and aligning relevant media partners to endorse and buy creatives' works. We are sick and tired of SABC, Netflix only contracting a certain number of people. There has to be an alignment in a sense whereby these leaders here, as they sit with the Premier's office, we make sure that the SABC is involved, the Netflix is involved, and we discuss which of those people that can make those kinds of contracts to be assisted to get those contracts from SABC, MultiChoice, ETV, and all these other broadcasters. The Premier to discuss land redistribution program to provide the disadvantaged and the creatives with access to land for residential and productive purposes before 2022. We are sick of being denied access to the buildings. We want our own buildings. There's so many buildings around town that we know they are owned by the government. Let those be given to us, not foreigners. To implement tax policy adjustment and easing of the compliance criteria set by the very same department that doesn't want to respond to us, to do business with the Gauteng department and any other department. That's what I'm referring to. So if the DED is doing something in terms of business, let them consider the creatives. If social development is doing something, let them consider their creatives. If GDP, enterprise propeller is doing something, let us be considered in those budgets.
Yes, we can.
To welcome the current Creative Arts Task Team. I'm going to repeat this one. To welcome the current Creative Arts Task Team that will work closely with the Premier's office together with the department. Number one, for strategic work streams in developing the cultural and creative industry in Gauteng. This structure will also act as a liaison personnel to fast-track all the discussions with the province and the department, and also to fast-track the progress of every engagement that we will be having. No more useless meetings with the government. There has to be that monitoring process and the evaluation process just for us to be able to account and to also hold you accountable.
Away with officials who don't like development, away!
The above three teams referring to this team here, yes, CCI, the department and the Premier's office must meet on a monthly basis with tangible results on progress and their task to plan and start achieving results for the sector. And it must commence from the month of November 2021. That meeting must commence from 2021 in November, where all these three parties are now going to pave a way forward. The memorandum stipulates what are the things, what are the issues, and those are the things that we will be sitting on the table for.
They must put budget to those meetings.
Now, second last, we demand the Premier to endorse the same aforementioned structure. The structure that I'm talking about is this team, the CCI team, the department, and the team that will be coming from the provincial to the Premier's office, to strengthen No, actually the same aforementioned structure to strengthen public-private partnership to help in the value chain of the cultural and creative industry. So let me explain for those who don't understand. If the department and the Premier's office have endorsed that structure which goes 3 ways, and we have been given a letter, we can go to Vodacom, we can go to MTN, we can go to any corporate company and saying we are asking for assistance. And because the signature of the Premier will be there, people always usually rush to help us. So that's what we are referring to here. And lastly, we want solutions from the Premier, and we want them now. Babale agent, Lingating motion is cut. We want solutions from the Premier, and we want them now. If not, at least we request the Premier to respond to our demands in the space of 7 days, and of course we have done that inside.